Coach Rosado here at DRS Athletics. We're back for some more DRS Strong Blog, week 72. So the focus of this week is going to be how disciplined are you to do the things you need to do to get better, aka mobility, maybe stretching every day, maybe coming in here and doing some drills for weightlifting, maybe working on your kip, all that stuff, but it's about discipline. So today we're going to focus on duck feet. So neutral or duck feet while you squat or when you catch a position on the Olympic lifts. Okay, so what I'm gonna be showing you is it's something that could get a little bit complex, but I'm gonna try and simplify as much as I can. So people that squat with their feet like this, okay? This is tough to do if you don't have good range of motion and good mobility in your hips and your ankles and your knees. But a lot of people, when they go like this, when they do the duck feet, they're able to squat a lot deeper and they're able to squat with less pain. Now, there's a lot of factors that get really involved in all this, but number one, it could be your glutes, it could be your hips, it could be that you have a lot of external rotation but no internal rotation. So I'm gonna focus one thing at a time. One thing at a time. If you could really work on this position and getting your hips externally rotate and keeping your toes forward, it's gonna be great. So the issue is really not you rotating out, because if that's comfortable for you, it's okay to have duck feet as you squat. The thing about it, if it's rotating as you going down and it's starting to do that, not from the get-go, then that means we have to work on certain things. So the main thing I'm gonna actually talk about is, as you can see here, okay, my toes are pointing forward. And when I squat down, it's gonna wanna do this. Now you see, hopefully you see the muscle is rotating out. What I wanna try and do is keep the tibialis kind of loose so it stays going forward, so my toes doesn't wanna do that. Now, as you can see from there also, you can start seeing the muscle right in here, not because I'm showing up, but because this muscle, if it's tight, it has about 3 different muscles connecting through here, it's gonna make my toes come out. So we're really gonna work today literally on just this and the tibialis. So how do we go about this? First, you can pick 3 different things: tennis ball, lacrosse ball, or softball. I like the softball because it'll get a little bit more of a larger area, and then I'll go into the lacrosse so that it can get more of a trigger point area, okay? So I'll start with this, and you wanna find that slab that I was talking about. So moving this back and forth is gonna be really helpful. And then once I find it, it'll be kind of like a little slab of meat rolling on top of it. So I'm not on my hamstring, I'm right on the end point, proximal to the knee. So that way I can work back and forth. So what I wanna be doing is working back and forth like this. And just kind of work that part. I would hold it for about 20 seconds. And then once you find a spot, then you can move about 1 centimeter or so. Keep working that position, okay? Then I will switch it, work another 2 minutes, a little bit smaller where you go a little bit deeper. So what this is gonna do is gonna prevent, hopefully, from my knee coming in. It's gonna keep my knee out, and it's gonna less of that duck feet. I have to do duck feet when I do my squat, but what I like to think about is like, okay, if I can stay in this position with my feet and I'm going into a squat, but I'm not moving my feet are grounded they're rooted through the ground, then hey, I can work with that. But if I'm shifting and moving as I'm squatting, especially on my right side, this is horrible, then it's not gonna be as stable. Think about your feet here. You wanna have pressure points. This is your toes, this is your midfoot, and this is your heels. You wanna be able to have pressure 1, 2, and 3 as you're squatting, pressing into the ground, just like if you would do a push-up, you would press through the entire hand. Not your toes, not your fingers, not your heels, but 1, 2, and 3. So that's what we really wanted to kind of like, think about today and work on that. If you have duck feet and you feel like it's moving as you're doing some type of squats, or as you're catching on the Olympic lifts and the cleans and the snatches, or when you're doing overheads and it just goes, that's because there's certain things that are tight. So maybe working one thing at a time will be helpful. So hopefully this is helpful. If you have more questions, let's work eventually on that mobility series that we're gonna be coming up through squat, through pushing, through pulling. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Thank you guys. Oh, I hope you guys like the new headbands. Jenna's gonna be wearing that white camo tonight, so you're gonna be looking out for those too. They're coming in about a couple weeks.